The doctor is in. Welcome to the Psychic Love Doctor Show with host Deborah Lee. Deborah has been practicing, teaching, and perfecting the personal prophecy card reading method for 20 plus years. This life-affirming, highly perceptive reading method has taught Deborah how to zero in on specific problems with relationships, career pursuits, and current roadblocks to success and happiness. This inspiring show will help you never feel helpless in life or love ever again. Now, here's your host, Deborah Lee.
Hello and welcome to our special Friday show. My name is Lauren Crawford and I am the co-host of this wonderful, beautiful, amazing psychic love doctor who joins us every time we do a show, and she just makes us feel fantastic. We get our readings, and we know a little bit better how to pursue the rest of our lives. How are you doing tonight, Deborah?
Thank you so much, Lauren, and there'll be a little something extra in your pay envelope this week. Welcome to everybody, and so glad you're here. Those of you who are joining us over KCAA, and of course those of you who are on Facebook who join us live on the Psychic Love Doctor page. We are going to just rage with readings tonight and lots of good conversation. Those of you who are new, this is not tarot, this is not oracle cards or anything of that fashion, which I think they're all wonderful, but the method that I use is called personal prophecy. This is a method that my grandmother handed down to me about 35 years ago. After her passing, which was about 2 years later, I decided to do as much research as I possibly could on the method, and I found that there really wasn't anything written on this particular method of reading ordinary playing cards. So I decided to spend a good 15 years advancing her principles of personal prophecy, and in the meantime I've given, I'd have to say thousands of readings. So it's wonderful to have you with us. The readings are free. Please feel free to call in to the show, and if you're on Facebook you can post your questions and we'll do our best to get to you, but truly the best way is to call in. Now with that, Lauren, what do you think this kind of week has been like?
This week has been interesting, and I think time just keeps on marching on, and times get weirder and weirder. I've been doing lots of new hair trends. We've got a new haircut called the lacrosse flow. A kid came in and asked me for it. It's basically, he was like, Lauren, I really want to just, bring the sides down, bring the top down, and leave all the length in the back. And it was pretty much a mullet. So we've got mullets. We've also got feet nails are apparently a thing. People are literally getting little tiny feet put on their nails, and they have shadows of like their little toe knuckles and shadows. And I don't know what's next. I mean, toe hair. I don't know if they're going to add that. They're very detailed. There's also penis nails going on.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
all
that's
right.
happening. No? Am I allowed to say that? It's a
well,
medical
it's out there.
term.
It's out there, yeah.
I'm sorry, but that happened.
but
So how do you feel?
Is this the sign of the times, or what is going on?
I thought you could help me. I don't know if it was the planets in retrograde or whatever. I don't know about all that. But Deb, what is going on? Are things getting weirder? What's happening?
Well, from my perception, and this is in all seriousness, what we're seeing right now, if you have kept an eye on the news, I don't care if it's political or criminal news, I mean just news, you can all see there's a huge upheaval in terms of what has been considered typical normal life. And we've got presidents that are running amok, and we've got Democrats that are going berserk, and everybody else is falling in line one way or the other.
I mean, feet on our nails,
yeah, really.
People. I don't care. You're going out committing crimes, but let's just have our toes on our feet and our fingers on our hands. I can't deal with these fashion trends.
And that's the other thing you just brought about crimes.
Yes.
One thing the cards have taught me is that a lot of what we consider now to be this huge, new revelation about the horrendousness of human behavior. You know, realistically, that's been a part of our civilization, from the early days through now the modern days. The thing is, we have all this communication, we have all the technology, so everything is instant, it's of the moment.
Right.
And it's tragic as many of these situations, you know, that we're hearing about in breaking news are. If you really look at history, it's not that unusual.
Oh, sure, it's repeated itself, but I think the shock of it comes from is that we're supposed to be evolving as a society. We're supposed to become better, become less violent. You know, we've evolved since like the days of like the Roman circus and stuff, where people are like being beheaded and lions are fighting each other. So I think that's what's so appalling, is we're supposed to become more peace loving, and here we have things like these murders that are happening, and
True.
It's very brutal, and it's in truth, you know, the shock that we are not that far along, I think, from what we thought we were.
Yeah, that's very true. Also, I think when you bring up the Romans, I mean, when we're putting penises on our fingernails, is this really that far from the penis and vagina cakes and things that they had during their feasts of long ago?
They have them. They have the penis and vagina cakes already, Deb. I don't know what's going on. I get quite enough in my inbox as it is. I don't want to see any more. Do you know how terrible it is to wake up in the morning, drink your coffee, think, I'm going to read a couple of messages from my followers, and boom, penis picture. Really ruins the morning.
Well, depending on how you look at it. That number to call in for a reading is 909-792-5222. And let's turn to Brianna, who's calling us from Fontana, California. Or is it Fontana?
We will find out. Brianna, is it Fontana or Fontana?
No, it's Fontana.
Fontana.
Oh, oops.
All right.
Sorry, we're just Virginians out here on the other side of the country, so we kind of misspell a lot of things, or
okay.
mispronounce. What can we do for you?
I actually kind of at a
crossroads. Go ahead.
I'm kind of at a crossroads in a couple different ways, and so I was hoping that maybe you could help me out with that.
Okay, we might have to have you repeat it. Our speakers are a little bit off.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, now we should be fine. Please repeat your question.
Yeah, I actually am just at a crossroads right now. In my life, there's a lot of stuff going on that I needed to fix, and I felt that I have fixed that, but I'm trying to move back out and get back out into LA, and I don't want to say I feel stuck, but I feel I don't know like the next move to make.
Okay, can you kind of reiterate that?
Did you say you live in LA currently?
No, I had an injury about 2 years ago, and I had to move back home for physical therapy. There were also some other things that I needed to sort out with my family and just get everything initially back in balance where they needed to be.
Right.
And now I'm at a crossroads with my career and a couple other things, and I want to buy a house. But I'm in this trepidation type place because prior to that, everything that had happened was every time I would progress, the carpet would literally be pulled out from underneath me out of nowhere. So
right. And so where are you looking to move? How far is where you're from? Are you looking to go to LA, or what are you looking to do?
I actually want to buy a house in LA. I'm about 50 miles outside of Los Angeles. I was in Los Angeles 2 years ago before I had to move. And so now I want to move back, but this time I don't want to rent. I want to actually buy a house. But I'm going to have to start from scratch all over again.
Right. I don't know what LA is very different. It's a different kind of place. I've been out there a few times myself, and I'd say one thing to be careful about in LA is that a lot of us do see, you know, moving to LA is very symbolic of, you know, having a fresh start. And Deb's getting ready to read you your card. So whatever I say might be completely different, but you got to be careful when you go out there because there's a lot of people who are trying to reinvent themselves. So sometimes it can be difficult, I feel like, there to kind of feel true people. Not that I want to say that people there are fake. They're not. There's a lot of genuine people, but it's just harder. Deb, do you have something to say?
Well, you have quite a mixing, you know, it's a mixture of all different sorts of types, personalities, cultures, so that I think that's what you were referring to.
Well,
is that if people are there to, as you said, reinvent themselves, but it isn't always as successful as they think it's going to be. For you, hon, what I'm perceiving from your cards, and it is screaming it loud and clear to me intuitively, it's saying, take a breath. Just relax. There are a number of wonderful options in front of you. I do feel that you're going to make the right moves, but the timing for you appears to be off at the moment. So I would recommend that you take baby steps. Let's look at what would be the very first problem that you need to, you know, or circumstance that she needs to address. And that is where I, myself, would want to begin. So I think for you, it's figuring out really what you want to do. And that's where it'll all begin.
Okay.
are you there?
Yeah, I am here.
Oh,
Okay.
great. Thank you for hanging in there. All right. Now, what I feel, where was my train of thought? I was saying that I think the immediate need is for you to really figure out which direction you want to take and move slowly. When you were saying that the rug kept being pulled out from underneath you, that is saying to me, in an intuitive way, that what is happening is that's the wrong direction. A lot of times I'll visualize it more as knocking on a door that doesn't open or a door that slams shut in your face. And that will be the case when we have gone in the wrong path, taken the wrong path than what we were going to take. Yeah. So for you, I see that there's going to be a lot of good support for you. I feel the move that you want is imminent, and it is definitely in your cards. You're going to find a wonderful home. You're going to actually fall into a terrific career opportunity that is going to set your hair on fire. And yet at the same time, I see that there are things that hold you back. Maybe it's the injury. Are you fully recovered from it, hon?
No, I have to. I basically have to deal with it on a daily basis. I just know how to I know how to counter it now, as opposed to before not knowing what it was.
Okay. Well, that's going to be very helpful to you. And the more positively you can try to think and focus is going to help just so much. Your cards are saying you've got to take care of yourself. So for right now, let's just go one step at a time. And you're going to actually see all of these pieces will fall together. When it's almost as if a life has had an implosion. Well, luckily you're a survivor of that. You're going to really build a much happier and better life for yourself. So just have faith, and please call us again. I want to read for you again when your cards aren't going to look so scattered emotionally and in terms of what you really would like to do as far as your future, okay?
Okay.
Please do. Please do.
Thank you so much.
And thank you so much for calling.
Have a great day. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, we have another caller. We apologize, everybody. We're having nothing but problems on our end.
Do we have, is it Fiona from Canada?
Yeah.
Fiona. Hi there. How are you doing?
Hi. Not too bad. How are you, Deb?
Hello? Yeah, we're here. We are here. We're
How can we help you today?
Well, I started talking to my ex-husband probably a few days ago anyway. And I'm just wondering if it's going to work this time.
How does it seem? I mean, like, how does it feel for you? Are you comfortable? Are you happy? Are you nervous? Are you worried?
I'm happy, but I'm scared.
Okay.
So what terms, I obviously you said it's your ex-husband, but were the terms kind of amicable when you guys split up before, or?
Well, we had split up. We were split up for about 15 years.
Wow.
And yeah. and then we tried to make it work, but it didn't work. I wasn't in the right place, and I wasn't quite ready to jump into a relationship at that time. And now he's wanting to try again. And I just
Well, I'm glad you brought your situation to us during the show, because I want to tell you this method is absolutely amazing when it comes to sharing with us what makes people in our lives really tick, what their agenda is, what they truly feel. And I'm always 100% committed to telling the truth of what I perceive. So I will give you the real deal here, and I'm hoping that this will be good insight for you in terms of your future potentially with him.
Yeah.
First off, I'd like to tell you that he really has made remarkable strides in terms of changing from the man that he was way back then. Now, is this the first time you've heard from him in 15 years, or have you had other contact with him?
Well, I had contact with him sometime last year. So it's been about a year.
I feel that this is an important, what would we want to call this? Kind of an important, like merging. Merging is the word.
Okay.
For the two of you, in the sense that it's going to help to heal old wounds or clear up old issues, or help the two of you to find a place of real love and forgiveness. However, I really feel that ultimately the two of you are going to become good, caring friends. I'm not seeing this as the, reunited love of the century. I do feel there's a lot of emotion here, but you in a sense have grown too. And I think that's where your fear is coming from, that perhaps you've outgrown this relationship, and it can be a very unsettling feeling.
Uh-huh.
But I do want you to know that he has made the changes that he should have made. He's never stopped loving you. There's no doubt about that. But I just have a hunch that there is a truer soulmate for you coming into your life. And it will not be very long from now. But in the meantime, maybe you explore this reconnection, so that when you both reach that point of true completion, you can put a period at the end of that sentence and move on smartly. And Lauren, maybe you want to put it in your own words for your generation.
I think it's interesting, and I think when we're younger, we always say things that we don't know. It comes back and haunts us, like, oh, I'm never going to date an ex again, and all these other things. But sometimes I think it can be good, even if it isn't long lasting. I think that to revisit, maybe get some closure on some previous hurts, maybe will help you in a future relationship. You never know. So I think that from right now, it seems like it doesn't hurt to give it a try and
I think
see
so
where it's
too.
going.
He's resurfaced in your life as he is for a very important reason. Not necessarily to get back together with you, but to help you determine what your heart truly wants. Remember, the head knows what it thinks, but the heart knows what it feels.
Do you have some sort of, like, do you feel like there's things from your past relationship with him that you feel like need to be settled? Like, are there things you can think of, like reasons why you might want to have closure with him?
Yeah, I can think of a few.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, I would like to say you have our encouragement. And
just be better than me. I just swear at him a lot and make him get me things. I'm terrible.
And for you, hon, I really think that the future's going to open up in a great big way for you. This is a big step for you to take, too. And I think revisiting the past with this man, who I feel, from looking at your cards, has played a pretty meaningful role in your life before, I really think it's going to be good for you. You really are facing a fork in the road. Now, you can go in the direction toward the past and him, and I'm not seeing anything wrong with that. But then you may decide you're actually going to turn toward the open road of the future, and that's when I feel someone new, someone who truly is compatible with you, who has that soulmate connection that, you know, we're going to love each other for the rest of our lives type of feeling. That is definitely in your future. I'd share that with you so you know that you will not be alone, okay? You will not be alone. And on that note, I would love to invite you to please call us again in the future for another reading. We can build on this. First readings tend to be a little more broad. We're determining who you are, who everybody is in your cards, that kind of thing. So will you please do that? Get in touch with us again. We're here every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time.
Absolutely. And for all of you listeners out there, if you want to give us a call, 909-792-5222. It sounds like the hotlines are pretty busy this evening, Deb.
It does, doesn't it?
But yeah, I think it's interesting. So what do you think? I personally find it very interesting, not just when people get back together with their exes, but I think it's interesting when you have a couple, they got married, they went through like a really bitter, horrible divorce, years go by, they get married again, and they have to know that everyone thinks they're crazy. Like, I mean, most of the time. Or do you think that that is, like what do you think when you see that? Because I feel like a lot of times, and not always, but I feel like a lot of times it's like, you know, these two people, like, got divorced. I don't know what they thought was going to happen. Like, maybe they both had, like, these, like, unattainable ideas of what maybe their ideal partner would be like. Like, they both thought they were going to end up with, like, Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt, and then, you know, some years go by and they realize, I don't think, like, these, like, you know, model people are waiting for me, and then they get back together. What do you think about that?
It kind of boils down to realizing what you had. After the two of you go your separate ways, there's a period there where you reflect on the relationship, on your pain, on your anger. You might be the one that got hurt so bad that you're spitting tacks and say, I can't wait to urinate on his or her tombstone one day. Hope we can say that. But that's the feeling. And the thing is, though, after a while, you begin to... let's pause for a minute and go for a station ID, and we'll get back to that.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, K292 FQ Riverside, and K293 CF Moreno Valley.
Hey, we're back. Facebook Livers, if you want to, send us a message. Anyway, as I was saying, there's a lot of different reasons. The rest of us mean well, but we tend to get in there with our judgments and our... the things that we want to, you know, an agenda we want to push.
Right.
Because we don't want that person back in our lives.
No.
But it's not about us.
No?
And as I often tell my clients in my office, I'll say, but are those people paying your bills? You know, are they actually, you know, supporting you 100% and living your life? No. They're not. So I think we have to make decisions that are from the heart level, that we are all walking a different path in life. So if we remember this, boy, the phones are going nuts, aren't they?
Absolutely. I'll tell you what.
I think we just have to let people go through their paces. And if they do decide to get back together, our job is to love and accept them no matter what.
I do. Hopefully none of them are watching the show. I do love it, but it's like fascinating. It's like watching like bacteria in a petri dish, and you're just like, oh, I have a feeling I know where this is going. But you know what? You're right. Just, good luck to them, I guess.
I hate to make a sweeping judgment here, but I find a lot of times it's us women that we become very difficult when a man wants to work on a relationship. Our minds are already, by the time we've made up our minds, we're already out that door.
My mind is made up about every single past relationship I've had. None of them are okay. I've built up.
Now you've looked back.
Yes.
You can see.
I go in the shower, I have imaginary conversations with myself and whoever, and I'm like insulting them in my head, and I'm like, this is not going to work out. Like, I'm like, one day somebody's going to like try to. The other day I had one of the craziest boyfriends I've ever had in my whole life. Well, I don't know, but hopefully he's not watching. But and he just blows over the whole fact that like he's just terrible attitude, very like, and I
Does he meet you for conversation in the shower too?
Not in real life, but I'm just like, what's going on with you? Like, you are not very nice, sir.
How about if we go to Mark?
All right, we'll go to Mark. Mark, how are you doing? You're in California. It's lovely there. How can we help you?
Well, I've called in before, and Deb has told me that I got a windfall coming, and love if I pursue it, or I'll have to pursue it. And right now I'm going through the trials and tribulations of going to doctors and specialists and trying to get things taken care of before retirement.
Okay.
Sort of wondering, anything showing up in the cards towards those issues, and if there's actually a place in the United States that I'm actually supposed to head to find out this love, or is it somebody I know already?
Wow, well, I can't believe you'd consider leaving California, but it happens. Well, Mark, it's wonderful that you call back, because each reading with personal prophecy, it brings us deeper, and things become, well, they achieve more clarity. Now, you're asking about if there are any issues that you need to be concerned with. Is this pertaining to your health or your...
Yeah, I'm finding out that the issues that I've had is going to result in some surgeries. So, that's good, because at least I'm getting that information so I know what I'm dealing with.
Right, right.
And
well,
like Daryl has suggested, make sure I get it done before retiring.
So, I found it interesting. So what part of California are you in right now?
Transitioning from San Bernardino to Riverside County.
Okay. So I think it's interesting a lot of times when people talk about, like, is there anywhere I should move to? I feel like that kind of is like they're open and they want to kind of move somewhere. Is there someplace you envision wanting to go?
What calls you, Mark?
Say again, please.
I feel like when people ask, is there someplace that I should make a move to, I feel like they really want to move someplace, they really want to change. Is that the case with you? Is there someplace you think you want to move to, or you can envision yourself?
Well, no, not really, because I was born and raised here in California, and, this has sort of been home.
Sure.
Recently, sort of phased from a how would you say, a loving relationship for over 20 years to now we're good friends. And, we went through a lot of trials and tribulations, ups and downs in relationships, even helped her get through cancer. And
oh, wow.
Then she found a house out of state and wanted it, and because I do love her, I made sure it was possible that she could get it. So she was in a nice place, and peace of mind and healing and all that stuff. But it seems like she's chose the house more than me. So I don't know if this relationship is going to continue on, or there's something else that I need to refocus on.
Well, first of all, I want to tell you, Mark, you are a very good man, and your cards show that. You have a truly generous spirit. And the things that you've done for this woman, well, let's put it this way. You are going to reap some mighty rewards in the future just for having provided that kind of love, selflessness, generosity. It's all there. And to tell you the truth, I am seeing her clearly. She's very present in your reading, and she has thought that she would go looking for greener pastures.
Yeah,
and,
I've had a feeling that sort of happened already.
But it's not going to make her happy. See, what happened is you've spoiled her. You've, in a sense, ruined her, because she will try to get every other man to be like you that she meets. And some men are like you that have simply broken the mold. So there is going to be no, what would you say, like a...
There's you set the bar incredibly high, so there's not going to be anybody who's going to be able to reach the bar.
And it's going to make her angry, because what she did was actually rather a selfish thing.
Yeah, that's what I've sort of felt. I mean, I even talked to her brother the one time, and she would go visit the brother, and the distance from our house or where she was living with me to his place was a lot less than I do in my daily commute. So I just told him that I had a feeling that she's already been seeing somebody else, and he couldn't answer. He just was sort of in a shock,
well,
expression.
I think she's out fishing, or what would you call it, trolling, fishing. She's looking, but she's going to learn a big lesson here, that you don't throw away a perfectly good, partner for one that might still be in the bush, or one that is just not going to be there. What, Lauren?
I wonder if, and I don't know if it's something that you could see in the cards, but I almost wonder, living through some kind of, living crisis, living through the cancer, having kind of like a near-death experience and being with somebody, I feel like maybe she's not necessarily looking for greener pastures, but maybe she's wanting to have some sort of experience with somebody who doesn't see her like that right now, because you might have seen her while she was sick, while she was ill, and maybe she needs like some sort of break where, she's gotten over this health crisis, I almost feel like, and wants to kind of, like, she's acting out in a way.
I would like to support that, but
No,
that's not what
that's
I
not
see
what
in the
you're
cards.
Okay.
And that's where the cards will cut through the BS.
Sorry,
I
am not a psychic in any way. I just kind of, from talking to different people, I try to figure out people's motivation. So I do like hanging out with Deb, because I'm like, is this what this is? I should just not talk.
For Mark,
I don't fault her. I don't blame her. I try to understand what she went through. And I mean, it went from one diagnosis to escalated diagnosis, and we're like, okay, well, this is what we're presented. It's not what happens; it's how we deal with it. And we found the best of the people around to help her out, and she's clear for over a year now. So we sort of celebrated that, even though she's in another state. And
well, Mark, people that have undergone, for instance, a cancer diagnosis, they come out on the other side changed, in a sense of it's time to go for the gusto, time to, because they have sensed their own mortality, which the rest of us, we're all going to die too, but we don't have that same sense.
Right.
And I feel she wanted to go out, and she wanted to
Is it almost like a midlife crisis?
Yes.
Almost? That's what I'm
Yes.
feeling like. Like it's like, okay, like I really need to live life for the fullest, and I feel like in that she's being a little bit self-centered because she just has this new kind of sense of feeling or of urgency of needing to experience things.
Mark, she holds you in very high personal esteem.
You sound amazing, Mark.
But she's looking for that elusive, I would say, that romantic, passionate something that's out there. And it may not even exist for her. She's not going to find it.
Maybe a clean slate to start from, huh?
Yes, but I see that you are actually facing a brand new relationship. Like I told you last time, I am seeing a woman, and not that money matters, but this woman is coming well-heeled. She's got a very hefty bank account, let's put it that way. And this woman is going to meet you on it'll seem almost very, like unexpected, very, actually I think it's more like synchronicity, and it's about serendipity, and that they're meant to literally bump into each other.
I like it.
She will take such a shine to you and absolutely adore you that for you this will be a real uplifting experience for you. And unfortunately, I fear that the woman that we were talking about who took a house in another location, I think she's going to be the one chewing on her knuckles that she let you go.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
You sound wonderful, Mark, and I hope you have a wonderful evening, and I hope she's very attractive and loaded.
Oh, she is. She is attractive, and she's loaded. She loves to travel. She's a woman that would love to sit in a boat and be fishing all day. I mean, this is a man's woman who will sit in the bleachers and cheer for your team, sports-wise, but yet she's elegant and beautiful, and she could be dripping in jewels and go out with you.
I like it.
And why shouldn't a man get taken care of by a, affluent woman? Why not?
Why not? Just get your pool boy Speedo ready, Mark.
I have no problem with that.
You got it ready?
And he said that very firmly, didn't he?
What color's your pool boy Speedo?
Hey, I'm the type where I tell the nurse, if you hadn't seen it before, shoot it. So.
I think that's one of the first
That is the best thing I've heard all week.
Oh, goodness
gracious.
gracious.
As for you, I think for now you'll retire as you plan, but watch and see. You've got a wild ride ahead for you. So put your head in that space of being ready for anything. And my cards tell me that you are a very handsome, attractive man. You still have a lot of great years left, and more's the pity if the other lady let you go.
Well, okay? I'm not loaded, Mark. Have a good evening.
Hey.
All right, thank you
so much,
be in touch, all right? We want to hear from you.
Love you, girls.
All right, love you too. Bye-bye. Now, I love that.
It was great.
Yeah, it was. Okay, and poor Brenda's been sitting there in Texas sweating, waiting to get on.
Brenda, how are you doing? How can we help you?
Oh, well, let's see. I've been divorced about 12 years, and everyone I've dated has come and gone so quickly. And recently I've done my Akashic reading, and I've cleared all my blocks and everything, and so now I'm ready. So where are they, or where is he?
Okay, we'll get these cards hot and bothered for you, and we'll take a look, okay?
All right.
Awesome.
Brenda, so what are you looking for?
Yeah.
Just a nice guy.
All right. We're hopefully...
Nice, but with a sense of adventure, or nice and gentlemanly.
Yeah, just a good guy, preferably with a job. But
just a good guy, like a nice, honest, caring.
Decent man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I hope that you find it. What have you felt like you met anybody? Is there anybody that you know of currently that you kind of wonder if there's somebody for you, or are you just hoping someone comes along?
Both. They get better, but nothing lasts more than 2 or 3 weeks. And they come and go, and they come and go, and the next one's a little bit better. And then he goes, and the next one's a little bit better. And he goes, well, okay.
Well, we're trending upwards at least.
Well, you are, and the thing is, too, these have been good learning experiences for
They
you,
have.
where you haven't latched on to, or them onto you, any particular one. I'm not perceiving that any one of these wannabe boyfriends would have been good for you. They weren't quite on your level, and that's the thing. You're a woman that has a very deep level, and it's going to take a deep man to be able to not only appreciate that, but to meet you at that level. In fact, I think it would really curl your toenails if it was a man who was a little deeper on a level than you, that would keep you constantly intrigued and challenged. And, you know, we say we want really nice guys, but nice guys, I can hear them all over the country are saying, oh yeah, how come you all call us boring after a while?
It's not, that's not what we have a problem with. I hate the nice guys that aren't the nice guys. That's the problem.
Yeah,
Real nice guys don't go around advertising it.
Well, for her now, she is ready. And the thing is, the man for you is still working at getting ready. He's not quite there yet. Imagine if your future was a great sweeping expanse of like a green field. It's a rolling hill out on the horizon. He's on the other side of that, and he's working his way to the top. Soon he will be visible. Right now he's still climbing up that rolling hill. So in the meantime,
can I send an Uber?
What'd you say?
An Uber.
Oh.
Mine's driving like a 99 Civic with a blown head gasket. I don't know what's going on. But I think you sound like a nice person. I think again, I'm not psychic whatsoever. Well, I don't know about that. I think I know some things, but I think it sounds like, you know, you're putting out the energy that you want to attract, right, Deb? That's part of it. Mm-hmm. And you're ready and receptive, and you know, and I think it is a good thing when you say you want to meet a nice guy, not because it's like this particular type, but it does mean that, you know, maybe the person seems a little bit hokey, you're a little bit more, you know, responsive to, whereas when we're not thinking about meeting the nice guy, we're like, oh gee,
she also needs to meet somebody that's on her same spiritual level.
Yes.
Which is not always going to be that easy. And definitely, I would say to you, you're not going to find him out in a nightclub or a bar. The man, yeah, that's right for you. I'm not even thinking that online, that internet dating stuff will work either. You may have to simply leave it up to fate, to the universe, to the higher power. I'm living proof that if you wait, it will come to you. It certainly did to me, and I was not receptive to going out with anybody for 4 years. 4 long years, but you know what? They didn't feel that long to me, because after you've been through a horrendous, and for me it was a really bad divorce.
Oh yeah.
I thought, you know what? I don't need this garbage in my life anymore. So men would say, "Can I take you out for dinner?" And I'd say, "Thanks, but I can buy my own dinner."
That's right. You tell them, sister.
For you, I don't think you have to put up that kind of shield. I just think so. It might be best for now to meet men as potential friends, socialize, get to know them on a level where there's no expectation. Because when we're dating, I really feel everybody's on their best behavior. You don't know who they really are until you see their dirty underwear, you know, in the hamper, or, you know what I mean? When you find out, ooh, look at how messy their apartment is, or how clean they are. The clean people are scary too. You know, the ones that are real neatniks, they can be very neurotic. So for her, the right man's, here's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing for her a guy possibly walking off of a baseball diamond. He's walking, he's got a baseball cap on. You're at a game with friends watching, and I don't even think you wanted to go. But you'll be invited by some friends that are going to say, come on, let's go watch this. It's like a charity event. And that guy is going to somehow stumble right into you. And I feel that's how it's going to be one of those spur of the moment, you know, the heavens coming together.
Is he going to have a coy smile?
He's going to have a lot of coyness. She's going to know that she knows that she knows. It's like in the movies. That's the one.
I just pictured like Kevin Costner and like
That's
Field
what I
of
was
Dreams.
seeing too.
Really?
Yeah.
I want to say if you build it, they will come. But you can't build anything, and I don't know. But it's a good
But you
movie.
can build the dream.
You can build the dream, and maybe someone similar to young Kevin Costner, circa 1995 or 94. I guess he was that young then, but he was very attractive.
He'll say to her, "How did you like the game?" And she'll say, "Oh, I loved it."
Yes.
And her friends will tease her in this relationship for the rest of time that she never liked baseball, never wanted to go to a game.
I want to go to a baseball game.
That's actually my favorite sport. So.
It's just something off the wall like that. If you get an invitation, for me with these cards, my motto has been, let's always go with crazy. The crazier an idea seems in the cards, the more apt it is to come true. And that's in a good sense.
I like
Okay,
it.
awesome. Thank
Well,
you. Thank you so
Brenda,
much.
hang in there because, you know, you meet this guy and you get things clicking. We love to come and dance at weddings that we've predicted in the cards.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going on a pirate cruise in a few months. So.
Oh!
That sounds pretty off the wall.
Get yourself a pirate.
I want to go. What is a pirate cruise?
7 days. It's a 7-day cruise, and I work with the Renaissance Festival sometimes, and we're all going as pirates. So, huzzah!
Maybe you'll.
So maybe he's not walking off a baseball field. Maybe it's more of a what?
Off of the plank? No, maybe it'll be like the Princess Bride, and it'll be like Wesley with like. Oh, I love it.
Or maybe it'll be a dance floor, not a baseball diamond.
Maybe.
Okay.
Oh goodness! Wait, don't go yet. We have to take. I'm gonna lay the cards out brand new. We don't have anybody sitting behind you.
Get
in the
new
queue,
cards.
so-
Round 2, Brenda. This is
Woohoo, yay.
special.
That's because we're nosy and we want to know everything.
Yes. I want this.
Oh,
that
how
sounds
neat!
Fantastic.
So do you dress up as like pirates and what
Yeah.
are their women
Are
called?
you like a saucy wench?
Yeah. Actually, the last guy I dated was named Wesley, and my nickname was Buttercup. So, I mean.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But
Next.
but you can have like a new Wesley, okay? Like an
Yes.
improved one.
Yeah, new and improved. And when is the
2.0.
cruise?
It's in January.
Oh,
In
so it is a little
January,
bit
yes.
away.
Mhm.
That's all right. Time flies when you're busy working on yourself.
Yes,
You know?
and I think anticipation of, an event like that is so much more fun than, trying to be in the midst of things and trying to force stuff that's not, supposed to happen. And I just think that sounds amazing. And how great would that be if you tell people, oh, you met so-and-so on a pirate cruise? Like, that's like such a unique story.
Well, here's what I have for you about the
Okay.
pirate cruise.
Right?
Okay.
Oh, you are definitely going to meet somebody, but remind yourself, this is a cruise. People are in disguises. This is going to be somebody that will set your hair on fire during the cruise, but this is not something that's going to last once you walk back onto the, the pier.
Fine, Dad.
Okay. Well, she can have a romantic interlude.
Yes, she can.
And
All right.
he's like tall, dark, and handsome, possibly from a different. Oh, I can see him too, with all that piratiness and yeah. And he will make you giggle, but remember, it all ends when the ship pulls back in. The man
Okay.
for you is more Kevin Costner like.
Okay, Costner, yes. Circa
yeah.
Field of Dreams.
Yes.
Bull Durham, my favorite movie. You're in it. The Susan Sarandon. She's very Susan Sarandon.
Oh, you are
like,
so
yes.
terrible.
I'm not terrible.
But
I'm
anyway,
wonderful.
yes, your life is 2019 is going to light up for you like a Christmas tree, okay? And
Okay,
we will
wonderful.
be your cheerleaders. We will be on the sidelines cheering you on.
Oh, thank you.
All right, now Brenda, please, you have to call us again, won't you? We'd
Okay, I
love
will.
to catch up with you and your love life and the pirates.
I
And,
like it.
I
But
know.
I need a more interesting life, Deb. What is going on?
All right, to all you men out there, we have Lauren sitting here. She's a very talented hairdresser. She's fabulous. She's got a very nice hourglass figure.
More hour than glass. I
So
don't
all
know.
you got to do is get in touch with me, and I'll hook you up.
Oh,
All right,
Jesus.
Jennifer from Georgia. She's sneaking right in there. Hi, Jen. How are you doing?
Hello, how are y'all?
Oh, we're having fun, as you can probably tell, and we're so glad to hear from you. What can we
Yes,
do
I
for you,
see
hon,
y'all
before they
having
chase
fun.
us out of here and the show's over?
Ma'am,
Yes. Hello?
what did you say?
I said, what would you like us to help you with? What's your question before they end the show on us?
Oh, I really want to know if I'm going to find a good guy soon. I've been single for like 4 years now, and my job that I'm on. I want to know, I know, my boss lady loved me, and I was getting good hours, but now my hours been cut, and she always tell me I'm doing good, but I don't
So you'd
know.
like a better job?
I don't know if I should seek another job or just stick it out with her. She keeps saying it's going to get better, but I don't know. I don't want to be left, struggling all over again.
And I have to tell you something that is really quirky about the workplace in general, that when you do a fabulous job but you want upward mobility, a lot of times they'll keep you where you're at just because you're so good at that low-paying job. And it's not fair, and they should promote people that are worthy of that. Yeah, you've probably seen it too.
I have seen things.
Well, I will tell you, hon, you have had your heart broken badly in the past. Yes. And, they say you don't really get over somebody until there's somebody new. It's not the most, what would you call it? It's not the most healthy type of advice.
Sure.
But for you, it's really true because the wound you have was huge. And a new love coming into your life is going to be like a sunrise over darkness. It's going to make you feel truly alive again. So you have to have faith, because I see it right here. This is somebody coming who is going to bring you security and stability and make you laugh, and you're going to have a lot of fun. And that's what you need. You work so hard. You've been alone now for a number of years. It's time for Jennifer to have a great life. Wake up every day and feel good about yourself. And to tell you the truth, it's under the designation in your reading that is called sure to come true. And in all these years that I've been reading cards, I have yet to see something that was illustrated under that particular designation that did not at one point or another come true. For now, I would stick with the job you're in. It might not be a good time to make any moves. And also, when this relationship blossoms for you, I see you not having to work. You'd be able to stay home or pursue your own interests, maybe start a little business of your own. This new relationship is really going to open up your life in a huge, huge way. So in the meantime, have faith, be patient. It's coming. It is coming, Jen. So I hope that this is a good reading for you. I hope it resonates, because it certainly is for me.
Yes.
And we're happy that you had this reading tonight. So we only have 2 minutes left, Jennifer, so we have to say goodbye and thank you all for calling us, for being a part of our evening. It's wonderful when we have the calls and we don't have to have all the, the content to fill the empty dead air.
It's like nails.
And I just love Mark and everybody, Brenda, Jennifer. Thank you all, and thank you for bearing with us with our technical issues. I'd like to thank Lauren too. I mean, this girl comes off of a 10-hour day of slavery, and she shows up for me. So
Yes.
also,
thank you.
If any of you want to get the Psychic Love Doctor app that's in the Google Play Store, it's free. You can give yourself readings anytime you'd like. For those of you with an iPhone, go to my website, psychiclovedoctor.com, and go where the designation says free reading. You are able to bookmark the same program that's in the so you can have that on your phone too. I get good feedback from it. I use it before I go into different situations or meetings, etc. Now we've got to go. We're right down to the wire. I want to leave you with the words of my grandmother who taught me this fabulous life-changing method. To dream is to believe. And you know, once you believe, all things are possible. Thanks, everybody. We love you. See you next Friday. Bye.